Okay, so this is HF, which is high frequency. It's a weldable adhesive. Now, it's got no release paper on the back because it's a dry to the touch adhesive. This has been around for a long time. It's classed as a more permanent adhesive, whereas when you have conventional self-adhesives where you peel the release paper and stick it down, they're classed as sort of semi-permanent. So when it comes to weldable, it's classed as a more permanent adhesive. And there are a few ways that you can put this on. Commercially, it would be used with ultrasonic welding. You can use a solvent like acetone to activate the adhesive and then apply it. Or you can use heat. It depends what you're sticking to as to what option you use to activate the adhesive. So for example, this works particularly well on glass, but you wouldn't want to use ultrasonics or heat. So you would opt for acetone to activate the adhesive and stick it to the glass. It's very, very good for glass. It's also good on plastics, and again, depending on the plastic, you could opt to use acetone on the adhesive and apply to the plastic. It's not suitable for aluminium or metals. For that, you just want a conventional peel the release paper and stick a PS adhesive. Now, although the adhesive has been around for a long time, we had this made up, two versions made up, both 25mm wide, but a black and a white version. And we had this slit down from 160mm wide tape so that we actually did away with the sew strip, or what's referred to commonly as the sew strip. That gives us an edge-to-edge hook and loop, but it also gives us an edge-to-edge adhesive on the back. Sometimes with the PS adhesives where you peel the release paper off, you'll find that on that sew strip edge there's a very thin covering of adhesive, and that can cause a bit of lift. We wanted to do away with that because we bought this in to service a market for fabrics. Other than a small consumer pack, a stick-on for fabrics, there isn't really an option anymore for an adhesive for fabrics. There was a few years ago what they called an iron-on for fabrics, and that was a tape that did have a release paper. It had a very low tack adhesive, so it was enough to sort of put the tape in place on the fabric, and then you would iron it on. But there's a difference between how that was ironed on and how this is ironed on. So the previous version, iron on for fabrics, used a hot steam iron, and the steam was on maximum, and you would iron it through. You would have this on your board, you'd have the fabric on top, and you'd iron through. This is no steam. So you have the steam iron turned off, the iron on its hottest setting. It needs to be over 100 degrees to activate the adhesive properly, but not over 200 degrees. So if you were using a heat press, you'd want to put the setting, provided it was over 100 degrees and not over 200, you would be fine. So, but the application, other than doing away with the steam iron, the application is the same. You lay this face down onto the board, you put your fabric over the top, and you iron through. It will work on any fabric that has no stretch, and it works very well. So we've bought this in, like I say, to cover the market on fabric, sort of effectively a stick-on for fabrics, but this is an iron-on for fabrics, and that's how we've sort of pushed it online. But it is actually a HF weldable adhesive, so it will adhere to many other substrates. There is a chart online as with all the adhesives, that just gives you an idea of where it can be used. And this has 3 options for activating this adhesive. So the ultrasonics, the solvents, i.e. acetone, and the heat. So this is available like any 25 meter roll. This is available on hook and loop, so a hook roll and a loop roll. We do also supply this as a 12 meter pack, which gives you, in black and white, which gives you 12 meters of hook and loop. So 12 meters hook, 12 meters loop in the pack. And that's perfect for somebody that specifically wants it for fabrics. So it's an edge to edge, both on the hook and the loop, edge to edge, and on the adhesive, edge to edge. So the only thing that I would say, just as a tip, and we say this with all the adhesives, is just, you know, round off the corners just to eliminate any sort of lift area. Corners are always susceptible to lift. And there we have it. So over 100 degrees with an iron or a heat press onto fabrics, and saves you getting the needle and thread out. There we go.